prop bets. I love the prop bets. Let's get them rolling right now as our guy, Caleb Calhoun, has them pulled out. Prop bets make it all more fun. What do we have for prop bet number 1? I will tell you if that's a good pick or not via our many sounds that we have. We have some fantastic sounds that we like to take advantage of. One would be,
that's crazy.
And then,
you suck, you jackass.
All right, so which will Caleb be?
All right,
really
so
wrong or kind of wrong? This is an unfair game for you, Caleb.
Oh, no, I'm going to be absolutely right on this because let's start with the one that you already agreed with me on because the over-under is way lower. Squirrel White, over-under 60.5 receiving yards. I say take the over easily.
Hey, now. Gotcha.
All
Locked
right.
and loaded.
So here we go. First half spread, Tennessee -1.5. Tennessee has been playing very well in the first half the last few weeks. Very well. That's been their stronger half. I think even if they struggle with Missouri, they'll be leading at halftime pretty comfortably.
Okay, well, this is like an eye test thing. I'm going to say that I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it'll be close at half, but you're right. You have the stats to back it up. So I can't exactly call you crazy. So I'll just give you how about a, even though I disagree. Hey now. All right, what else we got?
All right. Brady Cook.
Don't you hate it when people say the eye test thing? It's got to the point where the eye test is, I didn't do my homework.
Yes.
I hear so much eye test. But anyway, go ahead.
Analytics is better than eye test, and I don't care what anybody over 60 says. Analytics is better than eye test, and I've been proven right. So, anyways, Brady Cook over 265.5 passing yards. He's going to go over that. Sorry, guys, he's going over that.
That's crazy.
I don't think he will. I think it'll be a disruptive pocket. I think Tennessee will make some plays behind the line of scrimmage. I think he'll be pressured. I think Tennessee's in good shape defensively.
I don't, and if you disagree with me, you don't believe in how good Kamal Hadden was the way I have. They've been picked apart 2 weeks in a row by Taquan Roberson and Devin Leary. And I think,
oh, but good gracious. I mean, we're not talking about an All-American. I understand that he's a bit of a difficulty to overcome his loss, but goodness gracious, it's not like he's Kamal Sanders or Deion Hadden all of a sudden.
Kamal Hadden was the best cornerback in college football before he got hurt. By far. Bar none. He's going to throw for over 265 yards. Yes, Kamal Hadden was the best cornerback in college football. You can hate on me all day. This whole message board hates Kamal Hadden because we got all these guys that are like, you just got to play the game. You just got to be quiet and play the game. And I'm like, no, they don't like a lot of guys along here don't like moxie. I like moxie. Kamal Hadden was balling before he got hurt. He was the best corner in college football. Someone name me a better one. All right, so I'm going to keep going.
You know what's funny about that story is there was a point in September that I thought Caleb actually wanted to shoot Kamal Hadden.
I admit when I'm wrong. I do this crazy thing where I react to what I see or react to numbers because I react to analytics. So
can we go to the message board? By the way, Rocky Top Tom says, no, he wasn't. That's insane. Rocky Top Tom also says Hadden was possibly the worst corner we've had in 30 years.
The coverage grades and the stats totally disagree with you, Rocky Top Tom.
Look at David Michael is on Caleb's side. Caleb's right on this one. And Caleb has been angry today. I don't know why that is. All right. So what else we got? Prop bets.
All right. A couple more. Okay. So here's a very, very easy one. A gimme. Joe Milton over 18.5 rushing yards.
Hey now. Is it that low, really?
It's that low. 18.5. I think maybe they believe that Missouri is going to get a couple of sacks and that counts against your rushing totals. That could be my only thing why it might go below 18.5. But outside of that, in terms of net yards,
by the way, that should count against passing yards. So what about interception yardage too? What about if a guy takes a pick back 80 yards, it should count against your passing yards? You ever thought about that?
Quarterbacks will fight a lot harder they'll fight a lot harder to tackle defensive backs if they throw a pick.
I mean, seriously, if a quarterback goes out there, throws 330 yards, but he's cost you 2 80-yard pick sixes going the other way, why shouldn't that come off as total?
Well, in the NFL, it doesn't even count against the quarterback's passing yards when he gets sacked. It counts against the team passing yards. That's why you see selfish players like Aaron Rodgers hold the ball so long because they know if they get sacked, it won't count against them. It'll count against their offensive line, even though I think it should sometimes count against the quarterback. Dave, how many quarterbacks have you watched that they get sacked a lot because they don't get rid of the ball?
A lot. Just a little bit Joe Milton action this year too.
Aaron Rodgers' season-ending injury was his fault. He didn't get the ball out on time. He deserved that season-ending injury because he did it trying to throw his line under the bus.
Fault. when you start to have the Achilles and stuff, that's a little bit of father
If
time.
he got rid of the ball quicker, he wouldn't have had the Achilles injury, but he was a selfish player and he wanted his line to take the blame. There, I said it.
There are 2 injuries, Caleb, that you could get a call from me, and it could be not making the show today. I'm at the gym, Caleb. Bad stuff happened. One is Achilles, one is patella tendon, which runs over the top of your knee. Those are old people injuries. I hate to say it, but if it happens, that's part of it. What else we got for our prop bets?
All right, this is the best bet. It's a parlay, and this parlay is better than any individual bet I just named. Are you ready, Dave? Ready for this?
Yes.
Cody Schrader and Jaylen Wright both score touchdowns.
Hey now.
I like that.
That's an easy. And just so we can break it down, I think Cody Schrader is like minus 200. Jaylen Wright is minus 150. You can get them on FanDuel right now at plus 164. That is a better bet than anything I named. That is almost a guarantee, right? That both of them are going to get into the end zone once.
Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure.
So what's your, where are you going? I gave it yesterday. Where are you going with the over, under, and spread? Because you haven't given me yours.
Yeah, I like Tennessee to win this game 35-23. I don't think it's quite as close. I think it is close for the first half, which again, you could argue against it based off history. That's not the case. But I just get the feeling that this is my feeling that Eli Drinkwitz is going to have a couple plays dialed up because of what happened last year. And he thought he got embarrassed, thought he got the score run up on him. And I think he's going to make sure and come out. And the team should be embarrassed over what they put on the field in Neyland Stadium. I mean, that was not that bad of a team that Tennessee hammered. They were having an off year, sure. But I mean, that was pretty embarrassing. So there should be motivation on Missouri's part. No question about it. And we've talked about how Alabama said last year was motivation and Tennessee said last year was motivation for South Carolina, yet we don't want to talk about it when it hurts the Vols. I think it's a big factor.
But
in the first half, particularly, excuse me.
See, this is where I actually break from you. Funny enough, I'm becoming more gung-ho on Tennessee than Dave is right now, and that hasn't seemed like the case for most of the show. But I gotta say that, like I said the other day, I think revenge only works if you're the better team. I don't think the inferior team can come out and all of a sudden make up for being inferior with revenge on their mind. And so I think it does work if you're the better team because you're going to focus a little bit more. Tennessee was the better team than South Carolina last year. They were the better team than South Carolina this year. We agree with that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that they could easily have revenge on their mind. Y'all can hate me, but Alabama was the better team than Tennessee last year overall. And maybe not last year because Tennessee actually might have been better than Alabama last year. But this year, Alabama was the better team.
If you had to place a wager on the Ole Miss game, Ole Miss at Georgia, if you had to place a wager on that, how confident would you be scale of 1 to 10? First of all, who are you picking in that? You taking Georgia?
I'm picking Georgia to Georgia's favored by 10.5. I'm picking them to cover easily. I think
so too. I'm trying to figure out a way around that.
I mean, I would have said, okay, so put it this way. Had Tennessee not lost to Florida, I could actually see Georgia losing this game because they'd be looking ahead to next week. But because Tennessee lost to Florida, Georgia now can win the East by beating Ole Miss. You think they're going to be looking ahead of Ole Miss to Tennessee if they know they can win the East this weekend and put it away? They're putting everything into this one, basically. And
no, this could be the game where Georgia comes out and plays the best they play all year in the regular season.
Yeah. And also, got to give our guy Josh Pate a shout out. He brought this up this week. I haven't believed in Carson Beck. I don't think he's been great, but someone brought up, or Josh Pate brought up, Dave, has Carson Beck played like spectacularly bad yet? He hasn't, has he?
No, to me, he almost looks like a clone of Stetson Bennett. We just haven't seen him in the fourth quarter in clutch situations, so I've hesitated to call him that, but they look very similar. They don't look like they do anything that different. Beck has a stronger arm. Beck's a little bit more able in every regard. He's a better overall athlete, but he looks like an upgraded Stetson Bennett. Like they took him to the shop and they said, "Hey, I need some spinners on this thing, and let's get it rolling." And that's what they did. And Carson Beck rolled out. Yeah,
that's a good point. And he hasn't had like a Joe Milton against Texas A&M game. Honestly, he just hasn't. And I mean, he also hasn't had a Michael Penix Jr. throwing 5 touchdowns in whatever game you want to name. But he hasn't. So it's been like this low ceiling, high floor of Carson Beck all season. And honestly, I think that's what Kirby Smart wants out of his quarterbacks, isn't it? Low ceiling, high floor.
Travis says Carson Beck looks like Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. By the way, the new shows on that are excellent. The new ones, the new Beavis and Butthead. Because it's the same stupid voice, and they're just making fun of celebrities and all these people at public events. They just don't have videos to make fun of. But trust me, we do plenty of stupid stuff, this show included, that can be made fun of on a daily basis.